I grew up around coaching. My dad's a high school football coach, and I've been going to games since I was 2. Oh, wow. And I enjoy it, so I knew what I wanted to do right away, and it was coach.
Got involved in coaching really right after I graduated. Had always been really passionate about giving back to younger kids, and as soon as I graduated, they said, we really want you to get involved with the U16 national team and kind of give back to those girls your experiences.
I had some incredible high school coaches, incredible college coaches that made an impact on my life, and when I stepped back away from being in basketball, realized that I wanted to be that for somebody else.
While I was in grad school, the Hardin-Simmons coach left Hardin-Simmons and took an assistant job at Baylor. And my parents saw that on the news, and they called me and said, hey, you should apply for the head job at Hardin-Simmons University. And so, you know, this is way before internet, so I mailed my information in and had a couple of Southern Baptist preachers that I was friends with call there, and so got an interview, got hired, and I could not have started my career at a better place.
Even at a young age, I started watching the coaches more than I did the players, and I can remember actually looking at my third grade teacher and saying, I'm going to be a college basketball coach one day. And, you know, everybody at, 10, 11 years old says, sure, whatever. But that's when I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
I got into coaching because I just did not want to give up the game. I love to play. If I could still play, I would. And coaching was the next best option to it. So being a graduate assistant and seeing the back end of coaching, the time away from the court, that kind of sparked my interest and have been doing it since.
I always thought I wanted to be a pediatrician. And then I got to UNO and I started those science classes and I became a part of the statistics of the 80% of freshmen that changed their majors. After that anatomy class, I realized that I wanted to help kids in another manner. Okay. And then I remember the impact that my coaches had on me.
You know, I got into coaching right after college, 3 months after college. I started at Grayson Community College. Okay. My former head coach was a coach there. He brought me on as an assistant. I was just supposed to be there for 3 months. Then I was just going to go back to grad school, fell in love with it, and from there I knew that this is something I was passionate about and I wanted to make in my career.
Well, I grew up with an older brother, and I always wanted to compete against him. And you know, ever since I was in 4th grade, I've known I wanted to play basketball, college basketball, and coach. I mean, I've never veered off of that. It's a passion of mine.
I decided that I wanted to go to work in shorts and be casual, and Lynn Dunn was my coach in college, so I admired her and I admired the way that she was, and I said, you know, that's a pretty good career. Yeah. So I was lucky enough to get in coaching young. So right out of college, I played a year in Europe, and then my coach needed an assistant. So this was like in October. I think it was kind of like throw me to the fire. So she said, hey, you want this job? So okay, I took the job. I made $14,000, and then from there I just kept on doing it.
I wasn't going to be a coach.
Okay.
I wanted to be a nurse like my nanny, and I have a master's towards, not completed, in cardiac rehabilitation. Wow. What happened was I had an opportunity prior to graduation to be the head assistant at Tulane University. And so what I did was I took advantage of that opportunity and started working on my master's, hence I didn't finish it. But I was smitten by the coaching bug. Like, forget all that. I'm going to be a coach.
Well, I got my degree in accounting because my father told me he would not pay for me to go to school if I majored in education. He wanted me to do something else. I worked as an accountant, and my dad was a basketball coach. And I called him and said, I'm going back to school to get my teaching certificate. And he went off. So I had to call my grandfather, my dad's dad, and he called my dad and straightened him out because my grandfather always was on my side. So then my dad hired me as the assistant coach at Amarillo Junior College. I made $2,000 for the year and worked with both men's and women's basketball and learned an awful lot in a very short period of time. And so it's kind of like taking over the family insurance business. You know, I got into coaching because my dad and my mom were both coaches.
When I went to college, I thought I was going to sports broadcast, actually. Did an internship my sophomore year of college at a TV station with the sports department. And it was late. It was the late night sports, 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm a college student, so all my college friends were out doing other things than what I was doing. And so I think it probably started. I just didn't enjoy that experience as much as I thought I would. Knew I loved sports, wanted to stay involved. I played at Austin College up in Sherman, Texas. The women's coach at the time kind of told me she thought I would be a really, really good coach and that I should go that route. So I was a communications major, ended up getting that degree along with an exercise science degree, and then went on to get my master's and be a GA, and that kind of started the process. But really it was because I found something I didn't enjoy as much, knew I wanted to be involved in basketball or sports in particular, and it just kind of set me off from there.